Welcome back to Homebrew BBQ HQ. Today we are doing something a little crazy. As always, I like experimenting with stuff. So it's about that time for fall. We got pumpkins coming in. It's like October, heading into Thanksgiving. So I figured, why not let's do something different for Thanksgiving this year. Everybody always does turkey. I'm doing pulled pork, but I'm gonna do it in a pumpkin. I know, crazy, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna smoke this pulled pork. We're gonna throw it on the yoder, smoke it. We're gonna do it hot and fast at 350 for hopefully a couple hours, get it up to 160. We're gonna shove it in the pumpkin, add some hard cider in there, just kind of braise it the rest of the way in the pumpkin. We're using pumpkin spice mix for the seasoning. It's gonna be amazing. Let's get to it. Okay, so for this pumpkin spice rub that we're gonna be putting on this pulled pork, pretty straightforward. We got a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, dark brown sugar. We got 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. That's going in. A tablespoon of ground coriander, which I know isn't traditional, but I think it's gonna go nicely. We got 2 tablespoons ground ginger. Tablespoon of nutmeg. And then about 10 cloves that I ground up in a molcajete, in a mortar and pestle, just to kind of grind them up. And we're just gonna mix all this together. Oh, that smells just so nice. The cinnamon, you get the nutmeg. Can't wait for this. So for the pork, we have an 8-pound bone-in Boston butt here. And because it's gonna get braised, in the pumpkin anyway, I'm gonna cut some slits in here just to get a little bit more flavor into everything. Go about halfway down here. And then that way we can just get a little bit more of the rub in on what we need. So as always, our binder, yellow mustard. And as always, you won't taste it, so don't worry about it. So this is going on. And it's everybody's favorite time, slow-mo meat rub time. All right, and now for this rub. We're just gonna liberally coat this thing. Get both sides here. All right, I think we're good to go. Check this thing out. Oh man, looks amazing. Let's get this thing on the yoder. Okay, so here we go. We got the yoder up at 350. Like I said, we're doing this hot and fast. So hopefully this will be done in about 2 hours. So this is just going straight into the middle rack. That way. All right, so now that that's on, we got cherry wood in the hopper here. I don't want anything harsh. You want kind of like a mellow wood, cherry, apple, something along those lines. That's in the hopper, and we'll see you guys as soon as this hits about 160. Okay, so here we go. Just hit about 155 on this pork, and I know we said we were gonna get to it at about 160, 165. What we're gonna do first though is we're gonna heat this pumpkin up, because I don't want it to shock the meat, have it constrict, and then it ends up being tough. So we're gonna preheat the pumpkin. We're gonna preheat the cider that we're gonna be braising the pork in, and we'll go from there. For the cider, it's a local cidery. It's called Julian's Hard Cider. It's a little city town thing up in the hills of right outside of San Diego, about 30-40 minutes away, and they make really good stuff. So they have their own apple orchards up there and everything, so it's kind of fun. You can go pick the apples if you want, but let's give this thing a try. Yeah, just your straightforward hard cider. This is the Harvest Apple, and it's 6.99%. Super clean, super refreshing, and can't wait to throw this into the pork. So let's get to it. And by the way, check this out. You're getting all the smells of that cinnamon and nutmeg and everything that we put on that rub. It smells incredible. So we'll get this pumpkin on. All right, we're just gonna move this over a skosh. All right, last minute fix here. We're gonna throw the pumpkin here on a baking sheet. That way it's just gonna be easier to pull out. You know what? We're just gonna pour the hard cider straight into here. Put the lid on it, make sure we keep the steam and everything in. Should be good to go. We're gonna let that warm up for about another 15 minutes. Like I said, about until that pork hits about 165, and we'll get it shoved in there. All right, here we go. We just hit 165 on the pork. It's been about 2 hours and 15 minutes since I put it on. So let's get this thing in this pumpkin. It's preheated. We're good to go. All right, I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping this thing fits. I'm not quite sure. Pork shoulder doesn't quite fit in. So we're just gonna cut off the top here. Get this all shoved in. All right, we got all the pulled pork in, the braised sauce, which is that hard cider, all the spices. We'll get this lid on. I've cut a couple notches here, as you can see, just to let the temperature probes out. And we'll see you guys in a few. Total time, 4 hours, 15 minutes. We just hit 205 on that pork butt. Looks amazing. Check this thing out. Looks absolutely incredible. Ton of juice in there from the rendered fat, from the pumpkin, from that cider that we put in there. We're gonna let this cool down a little bit, get it shredded. It's gonna be amazing. Here we go, let's get this thing shredded. As you can see, we got a nice little smoke ring going here. It's looking good. It's just pulling apart. And again, I keep saying it, the smells, the cinnamon, oh gosh, it just smells so good. All right, here we go. We got it all shredded. We're good to go. This stuff looks absolutely incredible. You can see the nice little bark. We got the smoke ring on there. Let's give this thing a try, guys. You know, the flavors that come off on that are absolutely incredible. You totally get that pumpkin spice, pie spice coming through. It's definitely subtle. You get the taste of the pork along with it, but it's like almost like in the aftertaste. So good. Exactly what I was looking for, you guys. So here we go. Pumpkin pie spiced pulled pork, smoked, and then braised in a pumpkin. I don't know what more you can ask for. You guys, we're Homebrew BBQ HQ. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Don't forget to subscribe.